Okay, I wanna talk about the this people that are talking about the constitutional carry in the state of Ohio, and we're talking about history of concealed carry in the state of Ohio. Um, there's a lot of people out there that want to change history and say that we did this, we did that, and we restored, your rights and everything like that. It's a lie. It's a lie. Basically, what happened, the reason we have concealed carry in Ohio, is because the Hamilton County court case, where a man in Hamilton County challenged the constitutionality of Ohio's gun laws at the time and said that they were a violation of his constitutional rights, both at the state and the federal level. Um, so it went up, and the appeals court in Hamilton County found in favor of him and basically said that in Hamilton County, these laws are no longer valid. Now, what's the next step? Well, the next step is to go to the Supreme Court if the state of Ohio wishes to challenge it, or if you wish to spread it, but the other side wishes to spread it in other counties. Um, what the state of Ohio does historically is they render a lawsuit moot. Now, what they did in this particular case, they look at this and they say that this guy's case. This guy is right. That's what the Constitution says, and you understand that how the government can restrict what is a constitutional right is under does the state have a compelling interest, and under the strict scrutiny principle is what they're doing the least restrictive way to achieve that government interest. So they come up with this whole concealed carry thing with the license and the training and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and they basically render the lawsuit out of Hamilton County moot, and we end up with this licensing and all that stuff. Now we turn around and we say that these legislatures are saying we're going to restore your rights. Here's another bill for a constitutional carry, and we get these bills over and over and over again, and nothing ever happens. It's because nobody's taken them to court. Now, if somebody would take them to court, and at the county level would win it in an appeals court, okay, and then it's headed for the Supreme Court, and the state looks at it and says they're going to win. Well, guess what? Now the state's going to change the law again. They're going to look at the factors that the guy's saying are violating his rights, and they're going to change them around. Um, so in Ohio, basically, in order to get anything at the legislative level, you got to put your foot up their ass. Um, then what will happen is the politicians will come up and say, um, well, we preserved and restored the rights of Ohio citizens in this area. And really, they're just acting in a manner to protect themselves or making hay on what is unavoidable. What they're looking at the case, they're looking at the legal case and saying it's unavoidable. So that's what it's going to take in Ohio. That's why we got collective bargaining in Ohio. It's not because these forces did such a fantastic job in pushing the state to a collective carry. It's about a guy named Loudermill who was fired in the city of Cleveland. He said that Ohio Revised Code describes his job as his property, and um, and you can't not be denied your property without due process of law. So they come up with that, and they come up and say, well, we have an administrative hearing, which is under administrative law, which follows due process. Okay, but in that administrative hearing, then the outcome of that is appealable to a public court, and as like states say, we don't want to do that. So now we have collective bargaining. So instead of going to a court, it goes through the collective bargaining process. State covering its ass, just like Loudermill, it doesn't want to take every case it screws up, and it, believe me, it screws up a lot of them. and drag it into a courtroom, maybe face a jury, you know. So, you gotta call bullshit where bullshit is, okay? And you gotta put your foot up their ass when you gotta put your foot up their ass. And you want constitutional carry in Ohio, you have to force it, okay? You have to say, well, at least the politician is going to get to say we restore the rights of the citizens of Ohio, okay? At least they can make hay on it. So that's where it is, and that's the way it works in this state. It may not work that way in other states. It works that way in Ohio. Okay, you ain't getting nowhere legislatively. They're gonna keep on throwing this up there, and you're gonna get nothing in the end. You're gonna hope, I hope, I hope, I hope. Forget it. If you don't force them, forget it. Okay, that's just the way I see it. Okay, I've been watching these come down the pike year after year, and it just ain't gonna work. Okay, you gotta really lay it to them. Who's gonna do that? Where they're gonna do that? What they're gonna found that on? I don't know. But that's what's going to have to happen as far as I can see it, because that's the way Ohio government works. All right, bye.